Flights have been suspended at Bristol Airport, apparently. It's coming in from the southwest. Bitter out it is. They say it can be too cold to snow. I doubt that's true. Too warm, yes. Too cold. I doubt it. Mr. Curshaw, number 47 corner plot, lovely man. He put his bin out this morning. A bit optimistic, I thought, given the forecast. And given that it's Thursday and the collection was on Tuesday. He put out his black bin too. It was burgundy this week. His wife died, you know. I forget exactly when, but it must be coming up to a year now. Poor chap hasn't been the same since. Very reliant on her, he was. Ruth was her name. Lovely little Welsh accent she had. Although, my goodness, could she curse. It'd be effing this and effing that. She'd be effing in place of full stops. Never saw her without an apron on. Very homely. That'll be Keith, you know, if I go first. Lost. I've helped him out here and there, Mr. Curshaw. Can't get too close, mind. Naughty little minx is a little bit touchy-feely, if you get my drift. Oh, yes. Dead wife or no dead wife. I'd take him dinners mainly. Something nice for his tea. Keep his strength up. Men of that generation, they don't know how to keep a home, do they? Tricia, from over the road, she's the one with the peroxide perm, lycra leggings and silver bomber jacket with shoulder pads. She takes his shih tzu for a walk every morning around 10 a.m. I mean, it's no trouble, though. She has a pair of whippets to walk anyway, George and Michael. Never see her wear much else, style-wise, that is. I feel like contacting the 80s to see if they want their wardrobe back. Starting to sprinkle a little now, the snow. It rained this morning, so I thought perhaps it won't settle, but it looks as though it just might. The worst snowstorm in over 50 years, apparently. Although how often do we hear that? Never seems to snow quite as much or last quite as long as when I was little. And I think it's all scaremongering, really. By the media. They want us to live in a state of fear over this, over that, over everything and anything. A person cannot be controlled without the factor of fear. I'm not sure who said that, or if I just made it up. But it sounds about right. Just more reassuring if it comes from a person of standing in such matters, I suppose. I should probably cook something warm and hearty for tea, given the weather, you know. I'd already planned on salad, prepped it already. I'm not sure Keith would like it, given the pending blizzard. He needs to watch his cholesterol, says Dr. Porter. She also remarked that he is borderline diabetic. That'll teach him. I'm carrying a little weight from Christmas, so salad it is. The motorway and roads will be mayhem. It really is pouring it down and settling. Keith will be home soon. Although, how soon, I don't know. What with being caught up in this. I said not to go. We'd heard the amber warning this morning on the weather forecast with that woman I like, so and so. She does crack me up. I don't think she knows she's being funny, but she is. Or at least I think so. She remarked that It's so cold that your nipples might stick out like chapel-out pegs. They'd be cold enough to cook glass, apparently. She does crack me up. Keith wouldn't listen, though. Why change the habit of a lifetime, though, eh? He insisted that he go out and collect it today. Absolutely adamant he was. He found it on the Facebook marketplace on the Facebook. Limited edition, apparently. Which would usually grab my attention, but not in this case. A limited edition lithium battery-operated corn-on-the-cob stripper. Twin set, apparently. Used once, box in pristine condition, and the batteries are included. Previous owners, a young couple, received it as a wedding present. However, a newer model is now available, and so they're upgrading. That's young ones for you. Gadget obsessed. Must have the latest of everything and make no mistake. Keith, of course, couldn't be more delighted that a new model was out. Difference in the generations, you see. He reckons that this limited edition model would now be classified as vintage. I can see his smug face now, the proud owner of a vintage limited edition lithium battery operated corn-on-the-cob stripper. Twin set in a pristine box. Previous owners, one. I daren't ask how much he's paying for it. He took cash out the kitty in the kitchen mind, so he's not wanting to leave a record of the expenditure. Clearly. I asked him what he would do with the purchase if it happened to be a success. He said, wait for it, he said, he'd strip corn from the cob. I'm not entirely sure what I was expecting in response to my question, but I do believe I'd hoped it'd be a bit more substantial and imaginative than that. I'm not entirely sure we've even had corn on the cobs at home before, if truth be told. Usually just tinned sweet corn, Green Giant. Even then it's seldom. I find it hard to trust food items that are indestructible to the human digestive system anyway. Very unnatural. Completely white over now, would you believe? Much longer, and I don't think I can see any cars being able to get down this street. So frustrating when they don't grit them in time. The last time we had snowfall, they hadn't even bothered to replenish the yellow grit stores out in the street. Oh, Keith was livid. He's more acclimatised to the cold and damp weather than I am, but he detests the snow. Calls it the devil's dandruff. He'll be getting quite anxious now, I imagine. It is falling heavier. I'm not certain you'd see your hand in front of your face. I'm surprised the little kiddies opposite aren't out playing in the... Would you look at that? I spoke too soon. There they are. I know my street regardless of season or weather, and don't be told otherwise. Lovely to see. Although I do find them irritating. The kiddies. Very loud. Always playing with the ball out in the street, and the sound of it hitting the curb. Oh. Once it bounced and hit the back of our car. Our previous car, that is. Keith went a colour that I don't think even Bob Ross could identify. He did no more than go outside and pop it. Oh, yes, he was in such a rage. I'm not sure if I've mentioned previously, but we now own a denim blue Mercedes-Benz SLK with motion sensors and an upgraded stereo system. Top of the range, in fact. Yes, no expense spared. It's a rear-wheel drive, so admittedly it's not great in the snow. He left his mobile phone on the kitchen worktop before leaving earlier. I'm not sure how I can contact him. Although he wouldn't want to fuss, you know. It'll be dark within the hour. Maybe I'll bake a couple of potatoes to have with our salad. He'll need something more substantial when he returns in from this. Oh, Mr. Curshaw is bringing his bin back in. I wouldn't have bothered now, not with all of this. What? Hang on, is he getting... He's getting undressed. Bloody hell. What's he... He's going to... Oh, my goodness on high. He's totally starkers and appears to be doing snow angels whilst pissing into the air. Oh, what on earth? Oh, my God. Right, okay, I'm going to have to go. Speak soon. Bye-bye. Bye. Trish, out the kiddies.